Welcome everybody to Reforged Strength. This is day 47 of my 60-day body transformation. Last week I asked you guys to leave me some questions in the comments, and I had a great question from Paul, and he asked, how do you set up for the bench? So I thought I'd show you that today. Now this is how I do it. There's many different ways you can do it, but there are a few universally accepted principles when it comes to doing a good, safe bench. So first of all, hand placement. Now this is going to be depending on the individual, depending on the body composition, depending on whether you're tricep dominant or chest and shoulder dominant. But in my opinion, a good starting place is to put your hands in a position where at the bottom of the rep, your hand and elbow are as close as possible to a straight line. So you'll see here now, as I lower down, you try and get your elbow and your wrists in line as much as possible. Now you'll see mine are not entirely vertical. My wrist is slightly out compared to my elbow, but I think that's a good starting place. Now another important thing when it comes to grip is you want to keep your hands as vertical as possible. So you really want to point your knuckles to the ceiling as much as you can, because the more you allow your knuckles to roll back, the more this is going to cause stress on your wrist and cause you problems over time. So now that we have our hand placement, what I do next is I pull myself up using the barbell. I pull myself up and forward, and then I squeeze my shoulder blades together as hard as possible and roll my shoulders back into the bench. Now this allows our shoulders to get in a much safer, stronger position. This creates a natural arch which will push our chest up and create a shorter range of motion, which is necessary for a powerlifting style bench. So after that, I adjust my feet, and what you want to do is you want to get your feet behind your knees, and that's going to allow you to engage your quads for leg drive. Now leg drive is where at the point of pressing, you press your feet, engage your quads, transfer the energy through your body, almost pushing your shoulder blades into the bench and aiding in the overall press. Now the way you do it though, you don't just press your feet into the floor. You're trying to do more of a leg extension movement, engaging your quads, pushing straight back. This is going to allow you to transfer all the energy into your shoulders. Now if you press into the floor, you're going to lift your glutes off the bench, which one, wouldn't count in the powerlifting meet because you're not allowed to lift your glutes off, but two, also wouldn't transfer the energy through your body. So yeah, just imagine trying to push the bench along the floor. So the bar doesn't actually travel in a straight line from top to bottom. It actually travels in more of an inverted J shape. So once we lift off here now, you're going to see it actually comes slightly forward and down. And we want to be aiming pretty much for our sternum. So it comes slightly forward, touch the chest, and reverse the same path. So as we're coming down, we want to tuck the elbows in, engage the lats as much as possible, and when we press, we want to flare our elbows out at the top. So to summarize, we get our hand position, we pull ourselves up and forward, squeeze our shoulder blades as hard as possible, roll our shoulders back into the bench, keeping the back engaged throughout the entire thing, grip the bar as hard as possible, pull the bar off, don't press it off, reverse J shape, slight pause on the chest, then engage your quads, push through your body, flare your elbows up at the top, and that's pretty much everything that I do for the bench. Big thank you to Paul for the question, really appreciate it, brother. If anybody else has any questions, please leave it in the comments down below. All feedback is always greatly appreciated. Any critique on my bench technique is also appreciated. You know, I'm always trying to learn. So that was day 47. I still had a workout to do, so this is my top set. I did 100 for 8. I didn't feel particularly strong this day on the bench. I know I did quite a few reps trying to get the footage to show the bench techniques, but I still felt pretty weak, you know. 100 for 8 is not great for me. So after this, I moved on to the overhead pin press, and strangely enough I got a PB, so I don't really know what that's all about, but I got 95 for 1, so I was really happy with that. So you see here now, I didn't set up particularly well, and as I went to press, I actually pressed it forward slightly too much, so I just put it back down. But it did feel good, so I just gave it 10 seconds rest or whatever, because it felt good. It's just that I wasn't pressing it in the right direction. So once I reset, got a slightly better position, and yeah, 95 for 1. Really happy with that, especially after doing, pretty poor on the bench relative to what I've done in the last couple of weeks. So yeah, really happy. In fact, it felt so good that after this I went for 100, but that didn't go anywhere. That's me getting a bit carried away as usual. But thanks for watching, guys. Really appreciate it. I hope it helped. If there's anything that I missed or anything you didn't quite understand, please don't hesitate to comment. If you have any other questions, any feedback, it's all greatly appreciated. So thanks for watching, guys, and we'll see you for day 48.